Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my very first episode of my F1 2019 career mode. Very first video on this YouTube channel actually, so if you do enjoy the content, please leave us a like, subscribe, all of that jazz. A little bit about myself, I'm relatively new to the F1 game, so I'm still not the best driver by any means. I played a little bit of the online or the multiplayer mode on this already, but I kind of held off on the career mode until I had the means to record and, sort of get the ball rolling on this channel. So just bear with me through the game as we, try to improve our driving. Still got a couple of assists on and that sort of thing. So, hopefully we can get to a point where we can remove all that, be running it at full, 110 AI, and yeah, just kind of going through the driver creation there. Really no different to last year. Same sort of thing with the helmets. Good to see a few new designs in there, but still no sponsors or anything like that. So we went with one of the premium helmets and wrapped it in that green and gold to just represent a few of the Aussies. But guys, look, without further ado, let's just jump straight into the career mode.
In F1 2019, you'll be invited to start your career by selecting a Formula 2 team. Driving for this team, you'll experience some key moments of a Formula 2 season, a thrill-packed racing championship in its own right, and the springboard to Formula 1. At the end of this feeder series, your choice of driver academy and your performance in F2 will determine the terms of the contracts offered by the teams as you embark upon your career in Formula 1 and begin to write your own chapter of motorsport history.
Alright, cool. So obviously here we get to pick a team for the F2 Championship. I was looking at like Carlin, ART, Dams, one of those guys, but I want guys like George Russell, Lando Norris, Alex Albon, all those blokes to come through the ranks with me. So for that reason, we just went with Charouz. Look, I know it's a Ferrari driver academy, which sort of leads me on to the next part here, is we do, another cool addition is that we do get to pick a driver academy. So, obviously you've got your Mercedes, your Ferrari, Red Bull, Renault, McLaren, or you can also pick none. Look, I'm not going to let you guys know who I've picked, so we'll just leave it at that.
Charouz's new driver really commanding the race here. Devon Butler still ruthlessly giving chase. These two have been really scrapping it out for the early wins in the championship. And something's wrong. Butler sees his chance. Some kind of mechanical failure. Picking up speed again. It's unclear what the issue was. Can they still finish this race?
Looks like an issue with the turbo. You've lost some speed at the top end, but you're very close to the finish. You can still compete and get some points here. Don't give up. Just do the best you can. We're all behind you.
Alright, cool. So first scenario in F2 is our turbo has failed. Good start. The car's already crapped itself. Yeah, so driving it already, let's just sort of see how it feels. Pretty heavy under braking, very, very understeery, and not a lot of traction coming out of the corner as well as we get hung up on the curve. Alright, so obviously we're in the slower car and it makes sense for Lucas to go past, but at the end of the day I'm not just going to roll over and die and let him get through. If he can pass me then that's fair game, but let's be real, he's probably going to get me on the back straight here anyway.
Again, your teammate wants to pass you. I know you don't want to drop a position, but without your turbo, he's the best one to challenge for points further up the field. If you hold Lucas up, you could be denying the team points.
Yeah, look, be honest with yourself, Jeff. Do you really think I was going to be able to hold him up on that straight with DRS and a working car? I absolutely do not think so.
That's great. Lucas can push on now. Lucas wants me to pass on his thanks. I know it's frustrating, but you made the right call for the team. Now we're all with you. Just bring it home as best you can.
We will give it a fair shake of the sauce bottle, Jeff, but to be quite honest, as we lose the back end a little bit going through the last corner, we'll try our best, but realistically 6th is the best that we're going to be able to do. Look, overall impression of the car so far, it's, I'm not going to lie, it's actually quite hard to drive. The car feels super heavy, it's not too great under braking, it's very understeering, so trying to actually place this car where you want it on the track, I don't know if it's just because I'm using a pad or whatever, but yeah, it is a lot more difficult to drive than, just say like a normal F1 car or something like that. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to sort of wait and see as we, very slightly lose the back end coming out of that. But yeah, look, really 6, we're not going to be able to do much better than that as we catch a bit of gravel on the back left there. So we'll just bring it around and it's going to be that.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
So another fantastic victory for Carlin today. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
I think what won them the race was their ability to adapt. At every point, they delivered what was needed. They were calm and steady when they needed to be, but they were ruthless and aggressive when it was demanded of them. There wasn't anything out there that they weren't prepared to handle. Let's see if they can keep it up this season.
And there you have it, today's winners. Having raised some of the biggest names in F1 to date, Carlin have once again shown their expertise when it comes to recruiting new talent. No doubt today's winners have a bright future ahead of them. They certainly deserve it after today's performance.
So yeah, as you can see, our main rival Devon Butler taking the podium there, along with Alexander Albon and Lando Norris, his teammate. So yeah, feeling a little bit salty about it, but hey, what are you going to do?
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Devon Butler, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
My driver of the day was Alessio Lorandi. He did a cracking job moving through the field, just showing why he's so highly rated in the paddock.
And now a look at the team standings. Carlin moved to the top of the table. Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
There you are. That was an exciting race. It definitely got people talking about you, which means I was able to secure a quick interview. Okay, we're all set over here. Just a minute. Remember, anything you say to the press can go very, very public. So be relaxed, but also be conscious of what you're saying and how it might come across to other people, okay? I think we're ready.
Great. So Emma keeps telling me you're the one to watch this season. If that's true, you'll be doing plenty of these. Just remember, be yourself. And the more you can give me, the better this will go. Right, stand here. Turn a little this way for me. Perfect. Ready? An exciting race today. Let's get your perspective. So you and Lucas are new to the team. How are you settling in? Okay, so how did you feel about being ordered to give up the position to Lucas? Great, well that's everything.
Hey, look, I know that wasn't easy letting me pass, but it was the right choice. It was good driving.
Yeah, that's how I describe it, mate. Just good, not great. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 makes the leap to F1. The other 5 are still watching their less talented teammates collect all their points. Shame, really. A lot of great drivers never get their chance because they do it all for the team.
Those teams got us here.
Yeah, but it's the drivers that take the risk. We should get the rewards. You ever won a race in F1? That's how winners think.
And remind me, how many F1 races have you won?
Watch this space. At the end of this championship, I'll be the one lifting the trophy, and I won't use my teammates to nick the podium.
Okay, I'm out. You believe what you want, Devon, but it's still early days.
He's either very clever or you're just a pushover. You really think if the situation was reversed, he'd do the same for you? You want to start looking out for yourself. No one else will.
Okay, so it's quite clear that Devon is a little bit of a tool. But yeah, we're going to jump straight into the second scenario for our for the F2 career.
Look at them go! Devon Butler locked in wheel-to-wheel racing with his championship rival, desperate to shut them down and stop them getting past. And there's contact. Butler simply left them nowhere to go. There was just no way for them to have avoided that. And look, there's significant damage. Not sure if that was down to recklessness or sheer aggression, but I'm sure the stewards are going to have something to say very shortly.
Don't give up. You're still in this race.
Yeah, if you say so, Jeff. Looks like we've got it all to do here to try and catch anybody back up. I don't even know if we're still in the points. We're just out of it, so hopefully we can still, you know, cling to a couple of points there. If not, Devon should be at least penalised. Black flag.
Okay, the stewards have awarded Devon a penalty. Push on. You can still catch him. You can still beat him.
Well, ask and you shall receive. I don't know how big his penalty is. It's probably only like 5 seconds, 10 seconds at most.
5 seconds, it's a yoke.
And yeah, Fernando the Bam with all the answers. So, yeah, look, hopefully we can catch him up a little ways down the track. I'm not sure if he's going to pit or anything like that, so we'll just have to wait.
Devon is coming in for a stop.
I should really stop asking stupid questions, shouldn't I? As we fast forward to a lap ahead here, we're right on the back of one of the BWTs, so hopefully we can pull a move up here through this quick right-hander, throw a bit of a Daniel Carter and send it right down the inside, which we do. We get that move to stick, so starting to etch our way into the points. We're up to P10 now, and by doing so we have put through a pretty good lap. We were purple in the middle sector and purple in the third sector, so we set a fastest lap, which is really good signs of our pace there as well.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
2 laps ahead now, still setting the fastest pace, so we're actually getting quicker, which is good as the tyres, you know, sort of start to warm up a little bit more. But we finally caught up to this little group here in front of us, which I believe Devon Butler's in as well. So as we look again, we're just so much better under braking than these guys here. So now we're right on the tail of George Russell. So we're going to get DRS here. We're pretty much in a massive train for this slipstream, so it should give us a pretty nice tow coming down into this tight right-hander. And we're just going to dive it straight up the inside of Russell. Can we stop the car in time? We do give Butler a little bit of a nudge for his troubles, but yeah, probably should have just taken him clean out, given what he did to us before. But you know, again, we don't want to completely ruin our races. We have another little look up the inside there, so not too much doing at the moment. So hopefully, again, on this back straight, we can build up a little bit of the DRS and try and get him where we pulled that move on the BWT a couple of laps earlier. So again, we'll bring it up here, have a bit of a look. He closes the door on us, so not too much going there. Again, it's just parking it on the apex. I'm having to hit the brakes a lot earlier than what I would have liked. So we've got DRS, so does he. So getting a bit of a double tow. Probably both going to take him. No, have a look around the outside, not too much doing there. So hopefully we get a really good exit out of here, which it looks like we have. So DRS coming up this, you know, pretty much the longest straight of the track. So we should definitely be able to pass him here, and it's on the last lap too, so we've really got to try and pass him here. So look to the outside, move back to the inside, get him under brake. We outbrake him quite easily. He's got the inside line again, go back around the outside, but we just got the better traction there to get ahead of him, so end up making that move stick. Now we're ahead of Butler. Hopefully we could catch Mary by the end of the race, but yeah, again, I'm just happy that we ended up getting past Butler, given that in this very spot that we're driving through now, we pretty much completely tore my front wing off and supposedly had ruined my race, but you know, we're able to fight our way back, even though if it was due to him getting a penalty or having to do a pit stop or whatever it was. But as you can see up the top there, Lando Norris ends up winning the race. But yeah, last ditch effort here to try and gain up one more place and get a couple of more points for the championship. It's probably been our favorite move of the day, and again, we just look to the inside, make it stick, and that is going to be us finishing in P7 on this second event for the F2 feeder series.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
What a joke! The 5 seconds. What a joke!
A great win then for the Carlin team today. So, Davide, what did you make of that?
Well, it was a bit of a roller coaster, I think. There will be a lot of cheering for today's win. Frankly, I'm amazed that Devon Butler only received a penalty for that collision earlier. But watching the rival he knocked out actually come back and beat him, that made this whole race worthwhile for me.
As we can see, it's time for the podium, and I can see the Carlin team underneath our commentary box going crazy as their driver walks out. It was a great win, and it means a great deal to this team. And now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Well, after a drive like that, it's got to be Nicolas Latifi. Very clean, very smooth. I can be really pleased with that one.
And here's how things are shaping up in the team's championship. Carlin have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, good work from Campos this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After all this drama, you'll be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Well, that was a great recovery today. Did you think it was all over when you had the collision with Devon?
Well, here's the deal. I'm pretty much the best driver that's ever come through.
So did you ever think you'd get the place back from Devon?
I mean, you basically just asked me that question previously, so again.
I've seen that you and Lucas have been picking up a lot of points recently. What do you think of your championship chances?
Oh, I'll tell you what, my back is absolutely killing me. I've been carrying him for about that long.
Appreciate your time.
Ah, I was looking for you. Well, what can I say? I guess there's no other way to put this, but I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry for ever giving you the common respect that all racers deserve, because you don't deserve it, neither of you.
You're a dog.
That was the dirtiest driving I've ever seen.
Ridiculous.
My thoughts exactly. I'm taking my line, and I get smashed into? I'm fine, by the way, thanks for asking. And then, I'm penalised for the privilege.
You're unbelievable. You deserved every second of that penalty, maybe more. I mean, aside from trashing the car, did you ever stop to think that maybe someone could get hurt?
Yeah.
Me? Fine. But winning at any cost is your strategy, not ours. You better watch yourself.
Whatever.
Thought we were about to have a bit of a Verstappen-Ocon moment there.
Don't let him get in your head. He knows you're a better driver. So, on the track, stay away from him. He will try to force you into contact. That's how he wins, yeah? Let's get ready for the press briefing.
So here we are in Abu Dhabi. Each and every event in the Formula 2 calendar has led us here to this, the final event of the championship, and one that promises to be a spectacle every bit as exciting as we might have hoped. So the Yas Island circuit offers 21 corners and a lap distance of around 3.4 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, turns 8 and 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed, and plenty of excitement for the fans, no doubt. Joining me for one last time here this year is Davide Valsecchi. Davide, I'm glad you're here, because I think I'm going to need help processing all this. Surely, this is as exciting as it gets.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. It's the perfect finale. 2 drivers, rivals of season, now going into the final race, tied on points. Both way out in front at the top of the standings, meaning whichever of these 2 drivers cross the line first will be crowned champion. I can't wait.
Okay, this is it. Last race of the season. All you have to do is finish in the points ahead of Devon, and the next time we see each other, you'll be the F2 World Champion. No pressure then. Good luck.
Thank you, Jeff. Easy for you to say. I did alter the setup a little bit, just pretty much changed the wings to 4.6. But look, I'm not going to blabber on. We might as well just jump straight into this and get after that championship. So here we go for the start of the final race of our 2018 F2 season. 5 red lights. And we're underway. It is a horrible start. So yeah, here we go. Look, 1, 2, nearly 3 cars, 4 cars jumping off the start, but we were able to lunge them back up the inside as well. So we ended up gaining those 2 positions back, which, you know, not too bad. But yeah, very, very poor start from our end, but not to worry. So here we are, kind of going around that quick right-handers. We should be able to jump Russell down the inside here as we do. So yeah, late on the brakes, and we make that move stick quite easily. He does have a little bit of a look up the inside, but as we come around, we're quite good. Jump up the inside of Norris. We're kind of bumping and barging our way through there. Look, I mean, we're after the championship, so we're taking no prisoners. It is a fairly decent exit out of that low speed corner, so hopefully we can get a bit of a slipstream here from our teammate Weber, and we should be able to lunge in quite. We're a fair way back, but lick the stamp and send it, as Ricardo would say, and that's our teammate done and dusted. I hope so. He did have a little look on the outside, but we kind of squeezed him and pinched him off there, so he couldn't really do too much else. But already we've got Butler right in our sights, so hopefully we should be able to jump him down here, similar to what we just did with our teammate Weber. A little bit too far back this time, so we're going to have to wait for another passing opportunity. When that will be, I'm not too sure, but yeah, we just basically got to stick it in here behind him, and then hopefully just wait for him to make a mistake, or wait for the a better opportunity to present itself. So yeah, a little bit further ways down the road here, still sticking it pretty closely to Butler. Look, there's not a whole lot of good opportunities to overtake within this first sort of little sector at all. So there is this quick little chicane here, but there's just really not enough room to sort of squeeze your car in there, even though we did manage to do it with Norris on the lap earlier. But here's where we're probably going to be able to make the overtake. So we've got this whole straight against us. Hopefully, yeah, looks like we've got a pretty good exit there, at least a little bit better than Butler. No DRS yet, because we're still only on lap 2. So we're basically just relying on his slipstream for him to tow us down the straight here. As we're going to look to the outside, and we do get past Devin Butler. He is still having a bit of a geese up the inside, but we managed to take him out anyway. So as it stands, that is going to give us the F2 World Championship if we can keep him at bay. We're getting a little bit of a toe off Markov here, so if we can put him between the both of us, should give me a bit of room to run free. But yeah, as he has a big lockup going into the chicane. But yeah, ideal. Parks it on the apex as well. What's he doing? I can't say much. I did just take out a bollard as well. But yeah, look, like I was trying to say before, if we can get Markelov, between us, should give me a little bit of room to breathe and try to build somewhat of a gap between myself and Butler. Yeah, now just starting the third lap. Again, the quick right hand. I went a little bit wide, so I had to take my foot off the accelerator, and that puts Butler right behind me. So hopefully he's going to have a look down the inside. He does get ahead of us, squeezes us up against the apex, but we just give him a squeeze for his trouble as well. And that just keeps us in front of him here as well. So hopefully we can get a pretty decent exit. So we were able to keep Butler at bay for that lap. And we've actually brought ourselves closer to Markelov. So yeah, hopefully out of this corner we can get a really good exit. We're going to have DRS going down this back straight as well, so look, it shouldn't be too much of an issue trying to pass in here. So here we go, fling that DRS open. We are catching him pretty quickly, not as quick as I'd like, so we're still a little bit of a ways back, but we're going to move across to the right here, late under braking, and yeah, that is going to be the move done. We stick it around the outside, so we're going to take the long way around, but that is us up onto the podium. So we are currently sitting at P3, and still as it stands, we are going to take this F2 championship. But yeah, as the race sort of goes on, we're starting to build a little bit of a gap behind us and actually catching the front two guys. So here we couldn't get them on that first straight. I was still a little bit too far back, but here's where I sort of got a really good exit out of that chicane, and then pretty much just started trying to chase down the bloke in front of me. So flick open that DRS again. We're very close within his slipstream, I should say. Going to go around there. It doesn't leave us a whole lot of room. We get around him, cuts a lot of the curb there. I can't talk. So we get the move done through that chicane as well. So that's us up into P2. So yeah, this F2 championship is looking like it's in the bag. Anyways, on the final lap, look, we might as well make one last ditch effort to try and get first place. So DRS slipstream on Albon. We've got to move across to the right, and we just can't quite outbrake him in that corner. So he's going to get ahead of us through the chicane. Really not a whole lot of passing opportunities there through the third sector anyways, but you know what, we'll take P2, and just with that we're going to also take the F2 World Championship.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
It's been my privilege over the years to witness a number of great sporting events, and here's another to add to that prestigious list. It's the ultimate dream for any racing driver. We have a new Formula 2 World Champion. It's been coming for a while, this one. What an excellent win for Dams. Talk to me, Davide. Was it everything you hoped for?
Everything and more. He had it all. The rival, the tension, the excitement. these two drivers have been locked in fierce competition all season. And to see it comes down to head-to-head battle for the line like this, well, this kind of things doesn't happen very often. Devon put in a good performance throughout the championship, but today the accolade goes to his rival and the new Formula 2 champion.
And there you have it, guys. We are the F2 champions, so we're pretty stoked on it. Again, like, the car is quite hard to drive, so like, in all seriousness, I probably need to up the difficulty a little bit, which I will do before we go into F1, but still pretty stoked on it, so yeah.
That result also seals the Formula 2 World Championship title. Congratulations to our winner after an incredible season. We see a new name at the top of the championship table as we reach the end of the race weekend. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
From my point of view, it's got to be to the Chariots driver. There was a lot of going on down the field. There's no question for me. They were the best.
Where the result is finally beyond doubt. This amazing contest has finally drawn to a close. It's Charus leading the way and demonstrating the ingenuity of their team. They are Formula 2 team champions. And after all that excitement, I think it's time for a lie down. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
First of all, congratulations. You must be thrilled.
What?
Wow, you're the driver's champion. How does it feel?
Mine.
So that was a thrilling end to the season. How was the race for you?
Mine.
Wow, we've been hearing rumours of a possible future for you in Formula 1. Care to
Why you
comment?
try to make it so complicated? I mean, I don't know anything more than you guys.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Congratulations, mate. F2 champion.
Hey, congratulations. Enjoy it, 'cause it's the last time it'll ever happen.
Devon, it's okay to be upset. You came very close.
Yeah, we know things would have turned out very differently if I didn't get slapped with that ridiculous penalty.
What is it with you and complaining?
Look, somehow you managed to do a lot of things right today. That's great. You needed the win, I didn't. For me, this was always just a stepping stone to F1. Oh, you two, you got your work cut out for you now that I'm gone. See, you're gonna have to prove to everyone it was more than just luck that got you here.
Sure. Winning one race is luck. Winning the championship is talent.
Really? Next time you use that incredible talent to ram into someone and steal all their points, remember they won't be as forgiving as I am. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I gotta run. Things to sign, important paperwork and all that. I'm sure you understand. Ciao!
So, with this big win, you're going to be getting a lot of interest. All I can say is choose wisely, or else you might end up with someone like Devon as your teammate. Come on, let's go celebrate.
So yeah, as you can see, it looks like we spent an entire 2 months celebrating. But yeah, going to see Emma about our contract for Formula 1.
Ah, welcome. Come on in. Take a seat. It's time we had the big conversation about your next move. Your performance at the F2 Championships last year got you a lot of attention from the Formula 1 teams. Some of it more positive than others. I'm not so concerned with who does or doesn't like you. You'll have plenty of time to win the doubt is over. But I am concerned with our choices. They're narrowing as we haven't shown commitment to anyone. Now, as your agent, my advice is to make your decision now. We can worry about comfort and finer points further down the line. I need you to review these. You've earned every single one of these proposals. So take your time, have a read through, and don't get too hung up on specifics. Let's get you a Formula 1 seat.
And of course, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it if there even is anybody watching. But yeah, again, like I said, I'm new to the whole content creating thing. So if you could leave a like, subscribe, comment, all of that jazz. You know, even in the comments, if you can let me know things I did really well, things that I can improve on, I'm more than open to it. But yeah, in the meantime, enjoy it. And I'll hopefully see you guys very soon for the second episode of my F1 2019 career mode. Cheers.